Hey, how's it going? Nice chill video, just looking at some new releases. Got some emails yesterday. I'm just going to move my microphone a little bit, see if I can get the logistics right. So, like, Vinegar Syndrome have announced some really interesting titles. Couple of ones I'm tempted with, although I am getting another edition of one, and I have just bought a Blu-ray of one of them. So what we're going to do on this video, screen record, let's take a look, have a look at all the interesting new releases. I've not spoken about the Arrow announcements. I think it was for June, was it? Or was it July? Can't quite remember, one of the two. The previous Friday, last Friday, I will be looking at those. I will also be checking out Scream Factory on shoutfactory.com because I haven't looked at them for a while. I have seen what they've announced, but I'm very interested. Don't know if I'm picking all of these up, but a lot of them will be ones I will consider perhaps at a later date. I don't know if I've got any pre-orders here, even with Arrow. I can't remember quite, but let's have a good look, refresh myself as well. So I've gone onto vinegarsyndrome.com. They do ship to the UK, which is really good. So you will pay like a £15 postage fee, but you can get your stuff. And the Vinegar Syndrome halfway to Black Friday sales coming up. Actually, I've just literally remembered this moment talking about them, and that'll be in May, so that's interesting. I'll definitely try and get some stuff, depending on funds in my bank account. My bank account's not very happy with me with all the physical media purchases. So they have announced Lucio Fulci's Murderock. It's not a bad film. I quite like it. I'm a big fan of Fulci anyway, and as a Fulci fan I can appreciate it. It's about this murderer who is targeting students at a dance class, and obviously you've got the cops involved. It's a bit of a mystery. Pretty good movie. I had the Scorpion releasing edition, but I've pre-ordered 88 Films because 88 Films are doing Murderock, but I was about to say Lucio Fulci. Lucio Fulci on the brain once you start talking about him. Great director. Regardless, so 88 Films announced it a couple of months ago to be released in June, right? June? And I pre-ordered the 88 Films edition. I'm completely on the fence. I don't know whether to stick with the 88 Films edition, which is also 4K, which will come with a really nice slipcover, and it does have newly commissioned art, or to go for this beautiful looking Vinegar Syndrome release. I mean, these are doing the cool hard box outer shell. I mean, I assume it'll be a slipcover edition for the 88 Films, maybe a box, I'm not too sure, but the Vinegar Syndrome one's very lovely. I might not get monetized because I'm showing a bit of booby on screen. But here you go, this is what it looks like. Let's have a look. If I don't get monetized, I don't get monetized. It's just a video looking at some releases for you guys, and I want to refresh myself as well. So we have Vinegar Syndrome releasing Murderock 4K, 2-disc 4K UHD Blu-ray set, so you'll get a Blu-ray disc as well, which will come with the feature on it and a lot of special features. There's a bit of a synopsis, and then of course we have our information. It's from 1984, 93 minutes, English stereo and Italian dub on the audio. 2-disc set with a region-free Blu-ray, so the Blu-ray is actually region-free. That's very good of Vinegar Syndrome. 4K presented in Dolby Vision, high dynamic range, newly scanned and restored in the 4K from its 35mm original camera negative. So I assume the 88 Films will be the same scan. I'm very on the fence. I don't want 2 copies of the film. I actually sold my Scorpion releasing Blu-ray because I'm getting the 88 Films is what I've pre-ordered at the moment. But I don't even know whether to get the Vinegar Syndrome release or the 88 Films. The artwork on the 88 Films looks really, really nice. The Vinegar Syndrome set is gorgeous, as always, what you would expect. Anyway, let's have a little look. So you got loads of special features, absolutely stacked. Reversible sleeve artwork. Let's take a look at the artworks if I can just perhaps bring them up. Okay, it's only doing it for this box, so it's a pre-order. It's out in April some point. £35.18. That'll be with postage. That'll work out to about 45. I'm very tempted, although the 88 Films will cost me 30 because it's a UK edition, and obviously I want to support UK physical media as well, so I probably will stick with getting the 88. But this Vinegar Syndrome set looks lovely. You got your outer case like that with the lovely lady on going, oh my god, I'm gonna be murdered, with her boobies out, looking very lovely. And then of course you have this one in a nice leotard on the cover. Very nice indeed. That's the slip cover. That'll be on top of the Amore within the box. That's very good as well. That's the back of the slip cover. Looks gorgeous. And then, of course, we have some stills from the film. So, like I said, it's about a murderer. It's a sort of a giallo, like about this murderer targeting a dance class. Pretty good film. I did like the soundtrack. I thought that was pretty good. They've got some good songs on the soundtrack. Good 80s kind of dancey vibes. Another one, Vinegar Syndrome are releasing. It's The Nesting. I recently watched this on Blu-ray. I got the Blue Underground Blu-ray at a very good price. I think this edition looks really good. It's an okay sort of early 80s weird one about this haunting in a place, and this woman is going a little bit crazy and things like that. It's an okay film for me. I didn't personally enjoy it that much. I thought it was run of the mill, but I didn't dislike it, if that makes sense. But you get this lovely slipcover edition. It's a 4K as well. I have the Blu-ray. I could be tempted maybe in a sale pickup, but I probably wouldn't get the slipcover because they do sell out quite fast. You've got the lovely back there. That's the sort of artwork, the original artwork that's on the Blue Underground edition. It's also known as Phobia. Yeah, not a bad film actually. Not one of my favourites or anything, but it's pretty good. And that goes for $28.92. Maybe a sale pickup on 4K. The Devil Doll and the Curse of Voodoo. No idea what this is. Limited edition slipcover release. $25.80. They're doing some good prices in pounds on Vinegar Syndrome. Obviously you pay your £15 postage. But, yep, 2 movies. Let's have a little look. We have 2 movies. One from 1964, which will be Devil Doll, I assume, and then one from 1965, which will be the Curse of the Voodoo. That's right. So, some sort of ventriloquist dummy action going on. Huh? Crazy. Right. So, and also they have announced Igor and the Lunatics, or Igor and the Lunatics, however you pronounce it. That's a looks like a Blu-ray edition at £25-18. Yeah, this could be cool. Looks like a low-budget sort of exploitation movie. Yeah, I'd be interested in that. That does look fun. Maybe a sale pickup when they reduce that one. Yeah, more and more. Distribupics. Not too sure what that is. The Last Tango in Paris, $28.92. And there's some of the other stuff they've recently released. So I wouldn't even mind Deranged on 4K. It's a pretty good movie. It's kind of like based on Ed Gein, like, you know, loosely, like sort of TCM is, like, but it's a little bit more Ed Gein-y than Ed Gein-y. But you know what I mean. It's a little bit more kind of like you could probably correlate Deranged with Ed Gein's story, real life story. Perhaps more than TCM, which has obviously got the character Leatherface and the family, the Sawyer family, which is some of the antics in TCM what Leatherface gets up to obviously were based on Ed Gein, you know, the strange serial killer who dug up bodies from the grave. Oh, very strange. Yeah, some interesting stuff from Vinegar Syndrome. So I'm done with VS. Let's head over to Arrow. So the limited edition of Critters is still available on here. And I want to check out the new releases. So here are our new releases that got announced last Friday. Witness limited edition of Blu-ray is coming. And the 4K, I'd assume. Witness was actually released from Arrow in the US, I think it was about 2 years ago, so I'm interested in that one. I've never seen it. It's a Harrison Ford film. We also have 2 editions of Roadhouse, starring Patrick Swayze, one I've never watched. Vinegar Syndrome released a beautiful release about 3 years ago. Now Arrow are doing a more kind of like linear release, but I'm sure it'll be packed with features with it being Arrow video, and the artwork looks pretty good. Not quite as good as what Vinegar Syndrome did packaging wise, but it does look like a lovely release, and we do need a 4K of Roadhouse in the UK. So let's have a look at these. We have, first off, they have announced 2 editions of The Taking of Pelham 123, which is some sort of train robbery movie, I assume. I've never watched it. It's a classic. I know that, regarded as one. I think there's a remake with maybe like Denzel Washington in it. Anyway, they have announced the 4K limited edition and the Blu-ray limited edition, which is a slipcover edition. It's not actually a chunky box, hard like a thick box. It actually comes with the slip cover and, you know, a few whistles and bells like a booklet and stuff. They're nice additions, Arrow slip covers. I really like them. I haven't got a problem with Arrow. Don't want to be releasing every limited edition in the thick sets, because it'll just get tiresome and there'll be no space for them. And they do such beautiful big sets, but that's fine. You know, I've not got a problem with certain movies getting the limited edition treatment, but with a really good Arrow slipcover. So this is the 4K, retailing at $25 on the Arrow site. I assume it would be that price at most places. You have, let's just try and, okay, so I can zoom in a little bit. I'll give you guys a closer look. That's what it looks like. Pretty nice, you know, taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Then you have your cover there, and of course the cover, and you have an alternative artwork, which is which looks super cool. So you get the best of both worlds there, with these, you know, with the artworks. I'm just gonna have a little back onto this. This is 4K restoration from the original camera negative. Look, absolutely packed with special features, radio spots, TV spot, image and poster gallery, reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Sam Hadley. So collector's booklet featuring new writing on the film by Priscilla Page, Glenn Kenny, Mark Cunliffe and Guy Adams. So yeah, interesting. They're doing the Blu-ray edition as well as the 4K edition. They'll be identical editions, except one will be the 4K UHD, a little bit higher priced, which is £6 more. And the other one will be a Blu-ray release, which will be the same packaging, but with a Blu-ray release, whichever takes your fancy. I'm interested in picking that up at some point. Maybe a sales pick up on Blu-ray for me. I don't need the 4K of that film. I've never watched it. But I know it's regarded as a classic. So, Roadhouse. This was their big one, really. There is a few more. I know they've announced Dark City. We'll get to that. So, like I said, Roadhouse getting 4K looks great. Let's just have a quick breeze through. Really nice cover. I don't think it's quite on par with the Vinegar Syndrome one, but that's the artwork you get. Lovely. Yeah, very, very good. Arrow are a mixed bag with artwork. Sometimes they're amazing, sometimes they're okay. They're never that bad, but they're a mixed bag in the sense of they don't really have a typical style. You never know what sort of artwork you're going to get from Arrow. I'm sure they work with a lot of different artists and stuff, with them being the biggest label. So that edition's on 4K for $25, pretty good price. And it's also available on Blu-ray for $18. And I'm forgetting to talk about when these are out. This is out on the 2nd of June, so we are looking at the Arrow June 2025 announcement. And then Witness, which I have gone sort of over, that is out on the 16th of June. They also have the Dollars trilogy coming out. I have covered them on these videos. Let's have a look. Available for pre-order. Can I go a little... Limited editions we want, don't we really? But we want the new ones. Let's have a little navigation. Coming soon. This will be what we're after. Dark City Limited Edition. This is a thick set. Very nice looking. I've never seen the film before. My good friend Stuart George sent me a Blu-ray copy, which I'm happy with. When I get around to watching Dark City, I shall view that Blu-ray copy. If I really like the film, I'll get the slimmed down 4K at a later date, which will have that nice artwork, and accept it won't be in a chunky box. It will be in a standard Amaray case, but this looks gorgeous, by the way. I've never seen the film. I don't even know if I like it. Like I said, Stuart George sent me a copy on Blu-ray, which I'll stick with for now, because I greatly appreciate that. And yeah, gorgeous artwork. Look at that. Some sort of like futuristic dystopian film. Yeah, Arrow, yeah. Arrow pulling out some good artwork. So that is getting a 4K UHD for £30. It's £5 more than the other limited editions, because it comes with in a beautiful box, and you get a poster and a perfect bound book. They also announced Swordfish. That one is out on the 9th of June. That is a 4K. First time on 4K in the UK, I think. I've never seen that one about. Limited oh god, I got a bug in my throat. Not literally. Limited edition 4K slipcover edition. Fistful of Dollars from the Dollars trilogy is out on the 21st of April. Can't wait for that. I've got that pre-ordered. I've got all three pre-ordered actually. A Few Dollars More, which is out in May 26th. In a lovely set. We got these ones coming up. Jason X, can't wait for that. Jason Goes to Hell, can't wait for that. Long Kiss Goodnight, I'll probably pick up maybe in a sale on 4K. They're also doing Dark City in an identical edition, but with a Blu-ray disc as opposed to a 4K disc. So lots of interesting stuff coming out. Okay, so that is Arrow. Covered the Arrow announcements. I wanted to do that. We are now on Shout Factory. So let's have a little look what they've announced. So lots of different things. Shout Factory, obviously the mother parent label over Scream Factory, and I want to try and get to the coming soon. So let's try and Scream Factory. This is what we want. We'll just have a little browse and stuff. They've just done Night of the Creeps on 4K. I'm happy with the Eureka Blu-ray I own with a beautiful slip, but this is a gorgeous edition. This is the figure edition exclusive to the site, which is $79.99. $35.99 for your slipcover edition on 4K. I have the Blu-ray Eureka edition, which has that slipcover, which I'm happy with for now. But if Night of the Creeps gets a brilliant like UK 4K release, I will pick it up. I just don't want to go mad importing everything, just because the Blu-ray is good enough for Night of the Creeps, but I'm sure the 4K is spectacular and whatnot. But What Lies Beneath 25th anniversary edition with exclusive poster on the Screen Factory website, $35.99, so that's been reduced. So some interesting stuff from Screen Factory. They've just announced some steelbooks. Obviously I have the Screen Factory Return of the Living Dead slipcover edition, which I'm happy with, but they are releasing this gorgeous looking steelbook. They released another one I think as well, but this is another one. This is being released on, let's have a look, the 10th of June 2025. It looks great. Look at that, really good. So they're doing, because they did Krampus as well, which I might get the 4K steelbook of. I don't have that one on 4K. So Return of the Living Dead getting a cool steelbook from Screen Factory. Sorority House Massacre, $35.99, 4K. Kind of glad I vetted that film and watched it on Shudder, because it was a bit of a disappointment. It is kind of like a good low budget kind of like 80s slasher if you're into those kind of films, that sort of subgenre, but it wasn't the best one, a very good one. And that, I know like the bar's quite low with an 80s generic slasher, but Sorority House Massacre I didn't find particularly memorable. So lots of interesting stuff coming up from Screen Factory. So yeah, that's just a quick video, just browsing through some of the latest releases. I will do some more of these at a later date. That's pretty much the end of the video. If you want to stick around for a minute, I'm just going to navigate my own website, which is skincrawlers.co.uk. It's all things physical media. It's kind of an extension of the YouTube channel that you've watched if you're probably watching or listening to this video. It's like an extension of me. I do reviews, articles. I could put anything up. Like, it depends how I feel on the day. I might do some reviews of Blu-rays, 4Ks, even a DVD. I might talk about a film I watched on a streaming platform. I might do an article like this one where it's kind of a review of the new Blu-ray, but it's not. It's called Why is Dark Knight of the Scarecrow from 1981 a satisfying movie? And I go into my thoughts in what I think is one of my better articles, actually. Might not be for everybody. I'm just giving you guys a look. I always put pictures of the film up as well, so you guys can have a look at that. If you're thinking about watching the film, if you haven't viewed it ever, or you're thinking about buying it, you can always have a look what it's all about. Got some different covers. You can click on them. Should be able to anyway, and it comes up there. Eventually, I hope to get the pictures a bit bigger and stuff like that. That'll be coming at a later date. The website is always expanding though. Here's some of the categories. So on your home, I'll put an latest article or whatnot. Then you have your latest updates with a really cool Skin Crawlers Devilman sort of low symbol that hovers above the selection that you're about to choose, and I think that looks great. My friend did that for me, and I was just ecstatic and so excited when he did that. But just a fun thing. Eventually I'm going to get ads on the site, but they won't affect the experience. They'll just be in the corner because I do qualify for ads with Google Ads, and it'd be good to actually get some extra revenue to actually put into the website. I wouldn't be using it on myself. I'll be like putting into the website, but that's all. It'll always be free. It's just at some point I will have like little ads on the bottom, what you see on most websites. There'll be some ads, Google Ads eventually, but it will be still free, same sort of stuff. Obviously I'm always thinking about new things I can do. You can click on articles. Here's a bunch. Like I always do the my certain most anticipated physical media releases for said month. I always do like whatever ones I'm excited about. It could be 10, it could be 20, 50, it could be 5. I just pick which ones I'm excited about. I've done stuff like this, top 5 best watches of the week, top 5 top tier horror movies, streaming now on Shudder. But it's a cool site. I'm really happy with how it looks. We're getting okay-ish like numbers for what it is, for a small fry website. It's doing okay. You got your Blu-ray reviews, your 4K reviews, your film reviews, your merch reviews. I've not really picked up many collectibles of as late, but here's the sort of like 4K page where I review the latest 4Ks. With this website, it's just like for anybody who watches the channel. If you want to take a look, I always leave links to it as well on the video descriptions of my YouTube videos on the description. It's even got a link to the YouTube channel. You know, just some further reading. At the moment, all the articles are written by me. I would like to get some external sort of like freelancers in, perhaps to do something interesting or an article and pay them and get them, put that on the site. That will be at a future date. But at the minute, you know, just my thoughts, stuff like that. We've got reviews. I even do a few stories. I'm going to work on some really interesting stuff. I've done a few quick penned a few quick stories for the stories section, but I'm actually working on some better like quality stuff, so I'm going to be putting some original stories on there. But I'm actually, with the whole process, I like to take maybe a while to let an idea sort of cultivate and marinate, and then I'll write a more interesting one. But I have had a little go and wrote a few little bits. I did Fright Stick episode 1, which is the pilot. That is coming back. I will be continuing that, so I don't think anybody might have read it but if you have, don't worry, that is coming. Like, it's just, there's a lot, you know, I put out a bit of content, so I have to like focus on other things. We have a comics section which isn't actually written by me. That is actually done by the website manager, my good friend. He has done a comic section. I'm actually trying, he does a lot of different things, so it's a problem of time, but I'm trying to get him to do some more comic stuff because he's well into his graphic novels. Anyway, that's a look at the skincrawlers.co.uk website, and that's the end of this video. What releases are you excited about? There's some good stuff coming out, like, you know, it's a really good, really exciting year for physical media. I'm having to kind of pick out the certain releases that I really want to pre-order, and then everything else that I'm after I was sort of getting sales per se. But like, yeah, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next video.